إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدًا عبده ورسوله أما بعد عمر بن الخطاب رضي الله عنه the second Khalifa الثاني, one of the things that he was very famous with, his justice رضي الله عنه. اشتهر عنه أنه جاء رجل يشهد عنده. One of the famous things about Umar ibn al-Khattab radiallahu anh is his justice, and it was commonly known about Umar ibn al-Khattab that a person came to witness before him. And we know that in order for you to have a witness, he has to be just and he has to be well known, reputation-wise, away from things that is considered fisq or sinful and such. So he wants to know him, Umar ibn al-Khattab radiallahu anhu. فعندما مثل أمامه قال له إيتي برجل يعرفك. When he stood before him, he told him, come with a person who knows you. فجاء برجل فقال له عمر بن الخطاب هل تزكيه؟ هل تعرفه؟ قال نعم. So he brought a person, and Umar ibn al-Khattab asked him, do you purify him? Meaning, do you know him of good reputation? Do you know him? He said, yes. قال وكيف عرفته? He told him, and how did you know him? هل جاورته فعرفت مخرجه ومدخله? Did you live next to him? Were you his neighbor so you know when he comes and goes? أم هل شاركته أو عاملته بالدينار والدرهم اللذين يعرف بهما أمانة الرجال? Or did you deal with him financially, with money, with cash, through which people are known if they are trustworthy or not? قال لا. For both of those questions, he said no. Umar ibn al-Khattab radiallahu anh is trying to give us some of the things that we normally judge people with, but he is also at the same time trying to show us certain things that you can be sure that you knew the person more than just simple knowledge. قال عمر هل سافرت معه السفر الذي يكشف عن الرجال? He told him, did you travel with him? The kind of travel that reveals the identity of the true identity of the person? قال لا. He said no. قال لعلك رأيته راكعا ساجدا في المسجد فزكيته. He told him, maybe you saw him in the masjid praying too much up and down, and for that you purifying him. قال نعم. قال, he told to the person who's going to testify, قال فإنك لا تعرفه اذهب فأتي بمن يعرفك. He told the person, go, you don't know him, and then he told the other guy, go find me someone else who knows you. If you look at number one, neighbor, and if you are a true neighbor, you constantly check on your neighbor, and you have good relationship with your neighbor, and you know your neighbor. So that will tell you if the person is good or not. He's your neighbor. So the Prophet ﷺ, when he tells you your neighbor is about to inherit you, that tells you how close he is. He's like a relative. So if this does not exist, there's another way, money. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us, "Inna likulli ummatin fitna wa fitnatu ummati fi maliha." Every ummah has a test, and the test of this ummah is with money. Meaning, money is so beloved to us that we are willing to lose one another for money. So he said, have you dealt with him with money? Have you entrusted him with money? And you found out that he is a person of trust? He said, no. Well, a third possibility that you know a person is when you travel. Traveling reveals the identity of the person. Why? And he said, the kind of travel that reveals that. I might travel with you from here to Plano. It's not going to reveal any identity, even though some of you might shorten the prayer. Make a couple of rounds to Allen, maybe, or come back. And one person wants to travel, and he was like 49 miles from his house. And he was telling me, can I make qasr? And I said, well, get in the car and get that extra mile, and according to Imam Shafi'i, you can do that. Can do that. So anyway, he told him the kind of travel that reveals person. Maybe a travel that you have to spend the night for sure, because now you can fake yourself. Now when you get in the car and we travel and you get hungry and you get sick and you wake up, and some people in the morning you don't want to even talk to them. And some people when they're hungry they are awful. And some people when they are full they're awful. Everybody has. So when you travel with someone, you get to see the person from all angles. You are with him in the morning and you are with him in the evening, and when he's hungry and when he is not, when he is upset and when he is not, so you would know more about the person. So all of these questions, he said, no, no, no. So he said, well, and this is the last one, is us. Maybe you saw him, mashallah, going and coming to the masjid, left and right, and you see him praying Taraweeh and praying in the front line and everything. He said, yes. He said, go, you don't know him. What does that tell you? Tells you life is not just taking care of your relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Life is not just the masjid. And if you come to the masjid, it should lead you to take care of anyone who comes to the masjid and know everyone in the masjid. We don't judge people by seeing them. We judge them by their actions. If you come and you pray in the front line, just to give you an example, and you are, mashallah, dedicated, and the imam is late a minute or two, and you can't control yourself to wait for the imam, if Umar ibn al-Khattab here, he will not take your testimony, radiallahu anh, because if you can't control, if that's salah, salah is the ultimate patience. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَاسْتَعِينُوا بِالصَّبْرِ وَالصَّلَاةِ. Take patience and salah, because salah requires a lot of patience. Look how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَأْمُرْ أَهْلَكَ بِالصَّلَاةِ وَاصْطَبِرْ عَلَيْهَا. Command your people, your family, to pray, and you be steadfast and patient on the salah too. It's not just tell your son pray, and be patient on your family when you command them too. But here, so if the salah did not give you what you're supposed, I give you another example we can all relate to. You pray and you're dedicated to salah and on time and everything, but when it comes to, brother, I see you at 7, you show up at 8. Is that what the salah gave you? Is that the punctuality that the salah taught you? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put it in specific time so it learns you punctuality. Is this the order? Like, well, okay, we have food, go to eat, and you see people shoving and pushing and running and cutting and everything. Is this what the salah teaches you? Is that the order that we learned from the salah? When you line up behind the imam and you follow the imam and you wait for the imam? So Umar ibn al-Khattab was looking for a practical person who came with conclusion based on knowledge and practice. And that's why he told him you don't know him at the end, because he didn't see or do the things that the person would be known by. He simply saw him praying. And our naive understanding conclude that the person, if he comes to the masjid, he's a good person. Well, it's nice. We're not going to say he's a bad person, but you cannot make a generalized opinion about that person. He is good. You have so many people dedicated who the salah did not teach them what it's supposed to teach, who is not kind with his wife, who is angry and so forth with his dealings. He has no control of himself and his temper and his manners. And that's not what salah is all about. And that's not what the masjid is all about. So we need to learn that every ibadah we do, it should teach you some manners. It should. It has to. Every ibadah has lesson in it. And most lessons you learn is from the salah. So he related the story to salah. لعلك, if you saw that, maybe you see him. Where do you think he saw him? In his house? No. He saw him in the masjid. That means both of them go to the masjid a lot. He said maybe you see him a lot. And if you see a person in the masjid a lot, what does that mean? You are in the masjid a lot. And yet, the testimony was not sufficient for Umar ibn al-Khattab to accept the testimony of that person or to conclude that he knows that person. So the lesson I learned, and you should learn, is put what you learn in practice and know the benefit of the ibadat and practice it. And inshallah, you will gain the full benefit from it, the hasanat and the practicality of it. جزاكم الله خيرا. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.